Good evening. Welcome back. It's been a manic week off. I don't know if those of you that follow me on Insta and Facebook will see I've been building a garden bar. So I literally finished today's work about half hour ago. What are we doing? So I believe it was last week. I saw a picture on Facebook of someone that had glued up a Jenga block, and then turned a vase out of that. So I purchased a different coloured one off Amazon, but then realised it wasn't going to give me a big enough blank to really do anything sensible out of. So I went and brought some oak and some Meranti, and I've glued up my own Jenga block. So we're going to have a go at some segmented turning tonight. It's my first attempt. You can see some of the glue up lines, you'll see in a minute when we go over to the lathe, but we'll give it a go. Before we do that, let's bring in the earworms. We have a duo for you tonight. We have the two Waynes. So, I don't know.
Friends.
That one ain't got an E. he's a one.
Spelled my name wrong. Hang on. I'll just change that.
He's a rat one.
Yeah,
he's a rat one. That one.
There you go.
The Wood Jedi himself, Mr. Wayne Clasper, and the ever talented Wayne from Wayne Bigfoot Woodcrafts. So they're going to be looking after you. Let's go over to the lathe and let's show you what we're going to be doing. So this bit started off approximately 4.5 inches square. It's just under 11 inches long. And as you can see, it's a mixture of Meranti and oak. You can see some of the glue up lines, but we'll give it a go. We can always fill that. And let's try and make this into a vase. One thing I will say, safety note wise, really important with this is because it is glued up, it does have the potential for bits to come apart. So a face shield is a must. So if I do sound a bit funny afterwards, it is because I have got a face shield on. I'll start turning. How does that sound, guys?
That's it. Sounds fine.
Okay, I'll start turning and you can look after the chat.
Okay. So in the house tonight we've got Mailman. Good evening, Martin. We've got Peter Corcoran. I'm in there somewhere. Andrew's in. Anita Caller is in. Scott's in. Barry Chitty, winner of the Big Feats, which means Valerie will be watching as well. Good evening, Valerie. Wendy from Toonpish, Wedge Woodworks. And just going down. My God, the chat. Everybody's speaking. Robert Dolman's in. Ward, it's a whole different country. Howdy from the west coast of Arizona. Weaval's in. Tony Smith. Shane Hurst is in. Jeff's in. Still going down. I think that's about it for the moment.
Cool.
Unless I've missed anybody. If I have missed anybody, I do apologise. Write something in the comment and I will give you a mention.
So, because it's a mixture of side grain and end grain and that, I am using my bowl gouges. I did attempt to start roughing it with a rough and gouge. Big no-no.
So Peter the Park Woodturner's just come in.
Oh, yeah?
Quick question from me, Scott. What glue did you use?
I used
used
Gorilla Wood Glue. And then as I roughed it off, I noticed there was a few gaps, so I've just used, it's new on the market, I first saw it at Makers, and a lot of people are using it. It's the 03A, sold by Woodworking Supplies.
Spider Spid's just come in.
Hiya.
Hiya, Spider. Good tip with that glue, Scott, from O3 is once it's open, keep it in the fridge. It's the guys on the stand told me that it lasts a lot longer.
Yeah,
They never told me
that's the
that.
same with any CA, I think, Wayne.
Richard Feelings just come in.
Hiya, Richard.
Evening, Richard.
What I've also done as well, because of the size of the blank and my lathe, I'm not really going to be able to hollow the whole thing. So I've drilled a 25mm hole all the way through, and it'll be more of a weed pot type vase.
Jamie's just come in. Evening, Jamie.
Hiya, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
And Woodworm Paul as well. And Jamie's just said, two wins don't make a white.
What he should have said is 2 wins are always right.
Yes, exactly.
Right, where's my big spindle gouge? Let's try that. Now, you may notice that the extraction's not working. That's because it's gone bang. So Record Power are going to be getting a phone call tomorrow.
And Jamie said, that's not what Valerie and Jane said. Lionel has just come in, and Wivy as well.
Evening all. So there's going to be, well, I remember, there's going to be no live from me next week. I'm on nights. Shape-wise, I've got a rough idea in my head. I did have a look through Google for some inspiration earlier.
John N's just come in.
I think some of the classic shapes are always, you never go wrong with classic shapes of vases. The one that Wayne usually chooses is one of the classics, and it's just, you just can't go wrong with it.
Jimmy's just put in there a quick tip: don't texture it, stain it green, and add music to it. Some people don't like that.
All right. So I'll come back to shape the top in a minute, but what I'll do is I'll get the main shape in, Just wanna bring this curve around a little bit more. Bit of vibration there.
Billy's Woodworks has just come in. Hey, Chris.
Right, Chris. Let's just have a look and see how that is. A little bit there. And I'm also going to have a quick look at the photo again that I've. I'm going to try and replicate. Okay. Bulk ouch.
Val has just put in a wee message for me. She's got some bad news. The landowner has burnt a pile of sycamore that I was going to go up and have a look at. Oh, dear God. And she's totally shocked.
They're burning it.
They burned it.
Outrageous.
See, a lot of people, a lot of landowners, certainly the guy in the estate along from me, the class sycamore as weeds.
I love turning sycamore. Especially if I'm doing work for the pyrographer. They tend to like sycamore.
Valley's just paragraphed a lovely sycamore bowl.
Right, John N is asking a question. He says, I do believe my ancient lathe is only a half horsepower and goes up to nearly 3,500 revs. He does have a spare 3-horse motor. Good idea or bad to swap the motors? I have seen one person swap out. I think it was a 3/4 horse for a 2-horse motor. I'm not very sure if it puts more stress on the spindle bearings, to tell you the truth, John.
Dale at Maple Tree Studios has come in. Says,
Hi,
"Hi Scott,
Dale.
I'll bring some down in September."
I've still got some of Dale's here, but if he's coming down, then yeah. I never say no to wood.
He's got to get past. I'm not saying that. He's got to get past our house with it first. JP says, "Did Valerie intend on putting pyrography in that bowl, Wayne? We know what she's like." It's bacon-shaped pyrography.
Old Man River Woodturner's just come in.
Evening.
The plus side, Scott, if you get the shape wrong, you can always use it in your new garden bar. We've been a long way from house.
Tea bags are ready to get itching in there. He's been
Chris
Googling.
Drigo's just come in, and he says it always amazes me when somebody hollows out one of these. Well, I don't think Scott's hollowing this out. I think he's just drilled a hole down through the centre.
Yeah. Because of my lathe and the area and the size of it, I haven't got space to hollow it properly. So I put a 25mm hole all the way through, and then it'll be used for like a weed pot, a giant weed pot or something.
And Dale is asking, is Scott turning a gazunda? That is totally the wrong shape for a gazunda, Dale. Totally the wrong shape.
That's next week.
No, next week I'm on nights, mate.
Well, he'll probably need a gazunda the driver's seat.
Yeah. Not if my new crewmate has anything to do with it. Now, what do we think, peeps? Do we think a foot on it, or do we think just go for a narrowed down base?
Question for the chat, that was. Jamie said turn it right down and make a blunderbuss.
A blunderbuss. Right.
Or the barrel, anyway. Wedge has said he's kind of liking the foot idea.
Okay.
Chris Grigo said
Grigo
foot.
says foot.
And this is where it all goes wrong. We're getting the skew out.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
No,
not for down there. Okay, then.
no, you're on side grain.
We won't get the skew out. We'll go back to the bowl gouge. Let's put that away. Because if I see it on the side, I'll be tempted.
JP says put a big foot on it. Right, Wayne? I'm all for that.
Okay.
If you imagine turning the outside of a bowl with a skew chisel, would you do that?
No.
No. Barry's asking you, Scott, how's Keith doing?
So I spoke to him Tuesday, I think it was. He's not well, bless him. I mean, I'm not sure if he earwormed Randy. He was talking about possibly earworming for Andy on Tuesday. I don't know if he did.
Referring back to the skew again, JP has said, do it. Don't let them tell you what to do, Scott. But that's what you're telling them, JP. You're telling them what to do.
No, I don't want to do anything the sun say.
Wedge has said that foot would look good with an OG profile to it.
An OG profile.
Yeah.
As in bringing it in that way?
Yeah, sort of. Barry's saying that Andy didn't do a live this week, Scott.
No, it must have been Monday I spoke to Keith then. Because I know he said he was talking about it, but then I couldn't find it.
Anita's telling Jamie to shut up. JP has said, Anita, muzzle.
Right, let's try
Peter is saying Keith came in for most of Andy's live. Unfortunately, Andy forgot to press the start live button.
That'd be why I couldn't see it then. Was it you earworming as well then, Pete? Glue up bit there.
Yes, he was.
I was trying to work out because Keith said it was Pete from Brighton. I was like, I don't know Pete from Brighton.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Brent Beecroft's in?
Oh yeah, Brent. Trying to get this OG in. What I need to do is take it a little bit narrower, just so I can get that top bit in. Blowing, I've got a face mask on.
We've all done that.
I know I had some big chunks out of this, but not too bad.
It's 22 minutes past, Scott.
Cool, I'm flying. I'm
Yep.
still not overly happy about this beer. It's too much flat.
Yeah, it's a wee bit too much flat.
Yeah.
Chris has said, lol, that thing looked good 6 minutes ago. I would have stopped there.
Hey, if it don't look good after we finished, it can always go in a fire pit. Oh, I'm going to change to the smaller tourist, just so I can get in there. I don't know how that's showing up all the gaps where the glue up's been. But for my first attempt.
JP has said, don't forget, there's a link at the top of the chat to Scott's Buy Me a Coffee, which is really to get him padded floors for his workshop when he goes timber.
No, they really are coffees, especially with all these nights coming up.
Brent has said, is that Wayne I hear in the background? It's both the Waynes, Brent.
Both. Couldn't afford the two Ronnie, so I got the two Waynes.
I don't think, JP, I don't think Scott needs a padded floor. He's got the padding already. He's built it up over a number
Well,
of
that's true.
biscuits.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I right assuming, Scott, that you'll be making most of the things yourself for the bar as opposed to buying?
Yeah, so on the old channel, I did actually turn a beer pump, so that's going to be going in there. I'm going to put a post up later on of today's progress, and that has got the optics, and that's all been made out of an old pallet. I just want to get a couple more old pallets, and that's going to make the shelves. I was having a chat with Dale from Maple Tree, and we were talking about industrial looking shelving. And I thought, oh, I quite like this. I quite like that idea. So,
Right, Scott, on the straight side, going from the top of the vase down to the bottom, you see where the U is on Beauty?
yep.
Yep. You see that glue line? Yep,
Yep.
that glue line there. There's a bit of a high spot there.
Oh yeah. I will come back to that. Just trying to. What have I got to get in there? Let's get the little bowl gouge out.
Yeah, Scott, there's a lot of options in for making stuff for your own bar, especially at wood turning.
Yeah, I want to. I did look at
bottle
some
openers.
pumps.
Is that tailstock tightened up, Scott? You seem to the very slightly going off centre, just at the top of the vase.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Oh. Right. I'm gonna have to come back to that bit. How am I going to get in there? I don't know. Let's get rid of this high spot that Wayne spotted. So we're talking here, aren't we, Wayne?
Yeah, that one just there. Yeah.
Bowl gouge.
Shug's
Your
just come
line's
in.
arts in.
Yay!
Come in.
Shug.
Right, Chris has just said, I'm on the that's good enough team, lol. If you want to find perfectionists, look up experienced wood turners on YouTube. And then he qualifies that with, of course, I am a real rookie.
We all started somewhere, and as I said, this is my first segmented piece. I think if I was to do it again, I'd put all the bits through a planer before I glued them together rather than just glue them up. Let's get out the fake drilly. Turn the speed down.
And Wood Wizardry by Collins just come in.
Hiya, Colin.
Hi, Colin Bell.
Actually, let's do a quick stop because I owe Colin a massive apology. Colin, very kindly, ages ago, it's getting used, so I'll clean it. Very kindly, ages ago, sent me a coaster As you can see, it's being well used in the workshop. But thank you, Colin. I was meant to do a social media post, but totally forgot. But it's getting plenty of use.
That's what he rests his biscuits on.
Coffee cup, mate.
They'd wore it out by now.
Oh, God, got loads of time.
James Crawford.
James Crawford has just come in.
Hey, James.
And so is
And
Fred
Gulliver as well.
Gulliver.
We're doing well tonight, Wayne.
I know.
Hello.
Hey, it's all about having
Not missed
fun,
anybody,
innit?
though. Not missed anybody.
That's true.
Wonder.
JP said, I'd put my #1 hollower on mine if I had one. Would you
All right.
do that, Shug?
All right. I did get the little one out, but or the little diamond tool, but
No, I think that was a digger Shug, to tell you the truth.
all right. Let's see if I can get a bit more of a bend in there. This poor little bowl gouge spends most of its time on the shelf. I'm going to go back there now and sit there for 6 months. So what projects have other people got planned?
Well, I was planning on doing some fruit on tomorrow's live, but I'm not sure now.
Well, yeah, it's Fruit Week, isn't it? Hashtag Fruit Week.
And Anita has said, insert commercial here.
Stuart's in.
Hi, Stuart. Right. Let's swap that for 120. Should be a bit already on there.
Never actually turned a piece of fruit.
I've done a few, and I've taken to craft fairs, and they sell really well.
I've done
And then
thousands.
you intend to turn more and never get around to it.
Once upon a time, back in the early 90s, I used to do 60 to 70 pieces of fruit a day.
Do you find they sell well, Wayne?
Well, they used to. I used to supply a shop up in Argyle, and basically about the only things that they ordered was fruit. And I used to do a lot of like cheese knives and cake slice handles and things like this. And it was fruit and that. And I mean, at that time, like I say, that was back in the early 90s. It used to be a £1,000 order at a time.
Nice.
Jim Matthews come in. Andrew Waverwood says he's finished. Hold on, it's just gone at me. So
A bowl inspired by Darren
He's
Breeze.
just finished.
Nice.
Yeah, from his chestnut demo. Chris Grego says, I can't do projects, too many videos to watch. At least you'll know
And
what to do.
Weeval,
At least you'll know what
yeah,
to do, Chris.
Weeval has said she's playing with resin, seeing as how all the sycamore's gone. Oh, Dr. Bob's in. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Dr. Bob.
And Robert and Harry are in as well.
Now, what sort of finish do people think? Do we reckon an oil finish, or do we want to see Yorkshire Grit and wax?
Depends how many holes you've got in it, Scott.
Colin said he's got a spalted bowl to finish, ready for engraving, and he's just done a Banksia taillight holder.
Nice. That's one thing I've never turned a Banksia nut.
Oh, God. I've turned thousands of them as well. And Baz is in. Evening, Baz.
Hey, we're not burning it, Baz.
Bonjour, Barry.
So that's up to 120. So there's still lots of glue lines in there, but it's a practice piece. You were going to say, Wayne?
I was going to say go with grit and wax. I'm not sure how oil would react with the glue lines.
Okay. We'll go with grit and waxing.
And Mark, Shop Dog's in.
Oh yeah, Mark. So we'll sand it up to 240.
I says, was that big feet is I hear? No, it was my voice. My big feet is don't make any noise. Yes.
Bit like the BFG, aren't they, mate?
So Jim Matthews and Val have just been swapping whereabouts they're from in Scotland. Jim's from just outside Falkirk. Val's just up beside Dundee. I'm down in Dumfries, Jim.
I'll tell you, that Falkirk Will, when we went to see it when we were up there for the barbecue, that was awesome.
And Mark is from Dunfermline. Oh yeah, you went up to see the wheel, didn't you?
Yeah, we went and where did we go? We went to the Kelpies, we went to the wheel, Stirling Castle we went and had a quick look at, and then Edinburgh went and had a quick look at the castle from the outside. Andy AH Bespoke found the sweet shops of all sweet shops, while the rest of us sat in Burger King.
There's a bloody good pie, or there used to be a bloody good pie shop just down from the castle.
This drill's not sounding healthy. It's because it was used as a drill yesterday. Had to put shelves up. Right, let's run some sand in sealer.
Confused it then, Scott.
Yeah, I did. I had to put it in a hammer and everything. Right, so this is just Chestnut's cellulose sanding sealer.
And Tipsy Turner's in. Anita's got to go. Her battery's about dead.
Oh, see you later, Anita.
Probably need to. Wendy's in. Oh, Wendy coming earlier, didn't she?
She
She's
did.
just woke up again. Yep, she's just woke up. She was
Big well
kidding us
done
that
to
she had
Wendy
something
on
to
that.
do.
Getting a Shadow Foam affiliate. I can take my mask off now.
Andrew's saying that he can't wait to get back to Scotland. They've got a place just north of Perth.
Wendy says, I've been in the background, guys. If you've ever met Wendy, she's never in the background.
No, never.
Nah.
And Dr. Bob said he's just finished teaching a close class to a small group of 3 of physically disabled vets turning pens on mini lathes. He had to
Cool.
get his mini lathes out of storage, so we all use the same lathe and tools. Nice one, Bob. Very good.
done,
That's great, Bob.
I'm just going over the end of the Moranthe.
Brent has said he's seen the outside of Edinburgh Castle, but the inside of Murrayfield for a Wales Scotland match several years ago.
Yeah, I'm back up. I think we're driving up. I've got a craft boat show on the 10th of September, and that's going to be literally come home, chuck everything in the workshop, and then drive up to Scotland. So, well, I'm
Jim
just
has said to Mark, "Shop dog, you just do with the water.
Oh, what?
Just do with the water, which means you're just over the river."
What did I try this time? Tatty scone. Yeah, weren't impressed with that.
Jacob's in from Jacked Up Leatherworks. Hey, Jacob.
Oh, yeah, Jacob.
Tipsy Turner said, question, I heard you have glue lines in there. How does one prevent glue lines? Plane the wood before you glue it together.
Yeah.
Shop Dog says, forget the drive, it'll cost you a lot less flying. Not with the amount of stuff he wants to take up. Oh, he's,
No, there's
I think the extra baggage allowance will offset that.
there's a reason we're driving up this time. It's because Dale's driving down to collect some bits. So we're gonna.
Plus, Heathrow have started cutting back on buying short haul flights, haven't they?
Yeah, I normally fly out of Gatwick because it's only 20 minutes from
Oh
my
yeah,
house.
of course you do. Of course you do. Yeah.
But even then, it's the last 3 trips to Scotland. All the return flights have had delays on them.
Mark Shop Dog says, haggis, fried egg, and tatty scone breakfast roll.
Oh yes, that'll do it. That'll do it, Mark.
No,
What
see,
is
I
it?
had
What
tatty
is it?
scone and bacon. And it was just, I don't know whether it was because where it was from, how they'd cooked it, but it was just like a bit of cardboard.
What's a tatty scone? Is it similar to a potato cake or?
Yeah, similar. It's basically mashed potato and flour mixed together, rolled out fairly thin, and then fried.
I could live with that. That's looking nice, that, Scott. Oh.
Yeah. Just a shame of the lines, isn't it? But you will learn. And I think what I'm going to do is, I won't do it live, but this top bit I can't get in there. So I'll get in there with a Dremel.
And going back to what Mark Shop Dog says, to be honest with you, haggis just looks well on any plate, to be honest with you. I
do like haggis.
Yeah. The trouble is down here, you can only tend to get it supermarket stuff, which is passable. But
the only time I've had it in Scotland was we went out for dinner once to a restaurant, and I had it on a pizza because Wendy and Dale dared me to have it on a pizza. So we did with black pudding and.
Shane Hurst has said, awesome job, Scott. Looks great.
Cheers, mate. I didn't show the pot, did I? Don't expect you boys to see, but this is Yorkshire Grit.
Robert Hodgepodge said, make sure to get in there real deep.
Yeah, I had it on a pizza, and then I tend to have it. There's a fish and chip shop in Bigger. Really nice fish and chips, and they do battered haggis. So rather than battered sausage, you get haggis like that, and that's all I have from there now.
Baz says, I used to love Scottish shortbread, but they can keep it now since I had Valerie's non-compare.
Dr. Bob said, it looked funny to me with the Mini sitting on my Powermatic 2448. I bet it did, Bob. Jim Matthews said, Colin, what about tripe? Have you tried that? I would not give that house room.
I wouldn't even give that to my dog.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Scott. I wouldn't even give it to my dogs either.
See, I like tripe. I like the cold tripe, not the not in a stew at all. But I do like tripe. The only things I can't stomach is mashed potatoes and sprouts.
Oh no, you got to have a bit of mash.
Webfoot's in.
Roy's the boys in.
Evening. So that was the same bit of paper that I've applied it with. I'll work that in. I swapped to a clean bit of kitchen towel.
Andrew was saying, sorry, what is tripe? Tripe is the lining of the stomach, Andrew.
You can keep it, it's wrong. I've been down my friend's house when he fed it to his dogs.
Well, I were going to say tripe is the rubbish what you have on BBC most nights, but
can't say that way.
Jacob said that he and his granddad were the only ones who used to eat haggis and black pudding.
I love them both. I love them both.
I've been talking to a producer.
Right. Jim Matthews said it's cow stomach, and Wedge is saying, is it sheep stomach?
Now Baz is talking about lawn sausage.
And Door 60's just coming.
That woke Dale up. Look, Baz mentions square sausage and Dale makes up.
I mean, the lawn sausage, yeah. I mean, the one we fetched down that time, fantastic. Much superior to the stuff you buy down here.
I did some on a barbecue here a couple of weeks ago with the kids. I think I cooked about 10 bits. They tried one bit between them, and everyone went, "Nah, I don't like that."
Roy's the boys never had haggis, but loves black pudding. There's a lot of stuff that's similar, but not too similar to haggis down here. But just try some, Roy. If you like,
yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. What's the duck? I can't remember what it's called now. The duck.
Hoisin duck.
No, it's similar to faggots. Can't remember what it's called now. We used to.
So you don't see them in shops that often now, do you?
No, you only get brains faggots, and they're sound. They're quite nice.
Yeah, they're not proper.
Right.
But
some microcrystalline wax. Now I was watching someone's live. Might have been Brian's the other day, and people were talking about their microcrystalline wax has been soft just lately.
Yep, mine is.
Yep. A lot of that isn't down to the makeup of the wax. It's down to the weather and the heat. This is normally quite hard, but this is soft. It lives in the cupboard in the workshop.
What asked me to do a microcrystalline. What is really hard? I tend to cut it with a bit of mineral oil and
Oh
it's really
yeah,
good.
that's the stick one. Yeah,
It's that's been said. Actually, they do a microcrystalline wax. What's a litre tin of wax, and that
Really?
used to be about 60. Yeah, it used to be about £16. Is it litre? I'm sure it's a litre
right.
tin.
Hang on. There's something going on in the chat here. Roy keeps on putting things in about faggots, and his comment keeps on getting withheld, and now he's asking why. The reason it's getting withheld, Roy, is because faggots in the USA is something totally different to faggots in the UK.
Yeah, it's a derogatory term. So YouTube are blocking it. So not us, it's the powers that be of YouTube. Right, so we'll give that a minute. Just going to have another slurp of Sprite because it's awfully warm in here tonight.
Dale said I was so not explaining that. I thought I explained that quite well, Dale.
There you go, Hodge has done it well. Right, new bit of towel. Mark Shopdog says, I still have a tin of Wood Wax 22 I bought at Maker Central in 2019. I've got a tin of Wood Wax 22 in the cupboard that hasn't been touched for I don't know how long. I've got a tin of Bry Wax, which was the first
Yeah,
wax
same here.
I started using when I started turning. That hasn't been touched. And
Tell you the truth, Scott, I've still got an unopened tin of Bry Wax from that must be back in the 90s as well.
and then
See, I've got quite a bit of Bry Wax.
I've got
It's good.
tin.
To tell you the truth, it's actually good stuff. Bry Wax is.
I've got a tin of the Chestnut Sliming Wax.
Bought it from
I
me
might have
doers.
to try something with that.
Well, the thing is that the Chestnut Lemon Wax is just as people use things now. It's a white embellishing wax.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it. I used it once, and then it sat in the cupboard.
Oh, Wendy's way behind the times. Way behind the times. Scott, when are you starting your new shed build?
Or is she talking about the new workshop build?
Oh, right. Okay. Not the bar.
No. The workshop's a little way off yet. Saving up money. The bar was literally done this week because after getting assaulted 3 years ago and getting awarded compensation at court, they finally collected all the compensation out of the person's benefits and paid me this week. So I've used the compensation for getting kicked and spat at work to build me bar.
And Mark from Shopdog is asking when you're moving to Scotland.
Not happening, mate. I've been told that.
Oh, Scott, everybody in Scotland.
Yeah, we ain't having him live here. No. My good lady wife wants to be down here, close to the kids, close to her family. I'd love to move to Scotland. And I know I could transfer to Scottish Ambulance Service really easy. I'm just going to put another layer of microcrystalline on, and then we'll...
Colin says Tumble Down Bar is looking great.
Yeah. It will look even better once the sign that Clive from Sneaks Wall Art made me is up. There will be an update later on with the progress from today. but I'm about to hit a rough 2 weeks at work. I think I'm working. What do we work it out at? Out of the next 14 days, I think I've got 3 days off. Where I've done some shift swaps to help someone out and bits and pieces.
So it's a good idea when you say yes, in it, to help people out. And then
Yeah,
do it.
it's not. She's one of the new girls at work, and they authorised her annual leave for the Thursday to travel to the wedding. The Friday, which is the wedding, they refused. They authorised the Saturday, but refused Sunday. And it's just like, really? So I cancelled some of my leave. She covered them days, and I'm covering her nights for her. Right. There we go.
Dale says, I think it should be called the Falling Tumbler.
Falling tumble. No, it's a tumble down in. Right, let's come back to Ugly Can. I really like
Very
how some
smart
of the bits
sweater.
have come on. Yeah. You see, the top needs a lot of work, but I'll get the Dremel in there for a first attempt. I don't think it's come out too bad. Obviously, lessons learnt about not using roughing gouge and tools you can use on it, to plane it before you start putting the layers together. Yeah, it was a project. Let's bring the boys back in. So thank you very much, boys, for earworming.
No
As I
props.
said, I'm not live next Thursday night because I'm on nights, but I'll be back the following week. Already got a project in mind for that. It's going to be involving a Lazy Susan because I found someone I haven't used one for a little while. So I thought, and I haven't seen anyone use one on a live for a while. So we're going to have a play with a Lazy Susan and make a
always on there.
Yeah. So, right, I'm going to call it a night.
Good comments, Scott.
Thank you, everyone, for coming in.
Yeah, Roy said he likes the honeybee pick.
The honeybee pick. This is awesome. This is the work of Kez and Phil from Spirit and Bear. Very, very fortunate to own that. Check out their Instagram. There is
wrong way. And there's another one up there.
Yeah, and if we go
from Cousin Phil,
that way, there's one there as well.
Go over to Instagram and check out Kez and Phil, and you can see how they make all these awesome pieces. You know, these wings are all hand painted and then cast in resin, and they're just, yeah, it's awesome. That's why it's up there next to Bowie. I'm going to call it a night. I need to get ready for work in the morning. Thank you, everyone, for coming in, and I shall see you all in a couple of weeks' time. Cheers.
Night.